So ideally you'll have this set up here.
Yeah.
Couple of chairs with the backs of the chairs facing in.
Right.
And a third seat, chair for sitting. And sit at the front edge
Right.
of that chair, hands on your thighs, find your central pillar, your upright seat. And we'll do a little breathing, see who wanders in here. Let me mute. Okay. So you're muted. I don't know if you're saying something. I can't hear you, but I've muted. So upright seat, breathing in the nose, out the nose or mouth. Did you want to say something, Carolyn? You just unmuted yourself. You want to say something?
No.
No. Okay. Can you mute yourself then? Should be on the bottom left corner of the... Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So we're breathing in the nose, out the nose or the mouth. This basic meditation of, again, those three Taoist ideas of central upright, central pillar, or Zhongjang, and then Chunwan, which is very unique in its idea of how relaxing, softening, and releasing allows a sinking and heaviness to go down. And there's just a natural thing we all do where we fight that heaviness. We're not allowing the heaviness and the sinking, but it's that very heaviness going down that grounds us. And also that heaviness going down and, in a sense, out of the body that then leaves behind this feeling they call Qin Ling, or light, nimble, agile, and buoyant. So it's subtle, but really important to release, relax, and allow a sinking quality, and then feel that your posture doesn't crumble when you do that. And in fact, it almost has this buoyancy that shows up. And the breathing really helps with that because it opens all these spaces. Your next inhale, long, smooth, and all the way full, where you hold full. And then your exhale, long, smooth, and empty, all the way empty, holding empty. And then again, long, smooth inhale, full, hold full, long, smooth, empty, hold empty. We'll just take 5 more, but on your own practice time, you can do this for 10 straight minutes. Be a great way to spend your time. And into our first movements. Slide both hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, arch the back, lift the chin, take the head back a little, and then change. Hands go forward, Pass the knees, hollow the chest, drop the head, round and back. We'll do this a few times. Inhale, hands, elbows, shoulder blades, arch. And hands forward, pass the knees, hollow the chest, and drop the head. We'll just do this 3, 4 more times. Last time arching, and then just settle to middle and go right into your rotations. Left hand forward, right hand back, turn the shoulders and head to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. A few more. And back to center. Arms hang. Shift the weight to your right buttock, lean the body, lift your left wrist, left foot, and just teeter-totter at the edge. And then come back to center, inhale. And then shift the weight, lean the body, reach the left arm down, right wrist up, right foot up, and then back to center. So we're just trying to break this state of grip, tension. Normally what the natural response, the sort of self-preservation response, is to tighten and to create a sort of armor and grip. But that gets in the way or impedes this underlying hydraulic system that's very pliable, adjustable, it's powerful, it's grounded. One more each way. So we're trying to sort of break apart this outer sheath of tension to allow us to feel that underlying system. And back to center. And the scapular range of motion, forward, up, back and down, under, forward and up, back and down. Continue. Same idea, trying to break up any congestion in the chest, shoulders, upper back. Common, usual suspect for compression, congestion, armor. One more. And then reverse the direction. Go under and back and up, over the top, forward and down. Under, back and up, over the top, forward and down. One more. And release. Then bend your elbows. Flare the elbows out and all the way up. And then down. And then around in front. Squeeze. Down. Out and up. Down. Around in front. Squeeze. Touch your elbows together. Make sure the elbows touch. There you go. Down. One more like that. elbows way up, and then down, and then around in front, touch. And then elbows straight back, and then down, forward, up, forward, down, and back, down, forward, up, forward, down, back, down, forward, up, and then down, elbows flare out. Now left hand high, right hand low, cross and wrap around. Elbows out to the side, switch, wrap around. Out to the side, switch, wrap. Outside, switch, wrap. And then one more time, out, down, and release, loose, and relax. Then scoot a little bit back on your chair, very stable. Lift your right thigh, draw your right leg in, and then push it out, and then draw it in, down, switch, draw it in, go out, up and in, down, switch, load, unload, reload, down, switch. One more each leg. And then foot and ankle, straighten the right leg, point foot, flex, point, flex. Continue. And then tilt that foot a little in, out, in, out, in, out. And circle in, around, and out. And out, around, and in. And switch feet, point and flex. Tilt it a little in, out, in, out. And in, around, and out. And out, around, and in. And down. Scoot forward, front edge of your chair, swivels, or internal, external rotation. Scoot your feet out a little wider, lift your toes, turn on the heels, knees and toes in. Then lift the toes, turn so that it's knees and toes out. And internal rotation, external, internal. External and neutral. Feet back to hip distance. Hip hinge, forward fold. Hinging. Sitting upright. Tipping back. Sitting upright. Fold. Upright. Tip. Two more. Try to get that smooth movement from the quad, the hip leg junction. Now, sitting up tall, hang your arms, float your arms up, and then drop and swing. Up, drop and swing. So very loose, relaxed arms, no need to hold them on with tension. And then just let them go, let them come to settled. And then swing your right arm forward, your left arm back, and swing, 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 loose. Let this turn your body a little bit from your middle. and then just let them settle. Now lift your right foot off the floor, put it down, switch, left foot. Right foot, left foot, fast. Notice how your feet are empty. And now slide your feet back a little bit. Arms are loose and relaxed. Fold at the hips and pour yourself forward out of your chair and rise all the way up tall. And then when we go to sit, the first thing you do is hip hinge. So let's do just that movement a couple of times. This arms are relaxed, legs are relaxed, everything's released, and then you just send your hip joint area back and then bring yourself back to vertical. So how to get quality vertical posture while standing without any tension in the upper body. So this movement helping you find how to really let go of your arms. So when you go back with your hips, if you're holding your arms tight like this, notice that. You want to let them dangle. So you want, when your hips come here and your hips go there, your arms keep hanging because you want to be loose at the shoulders. Now from there, go ahead and have a seat, sinking. Again, the arms and shoulders are still loose. And then you sit. Folding, let those arms hang loose. Hip. Now, don't sit in the chair, fold, dangle down, use this to touch the toes, touch the floor, and then rise all the way to standing. Again, fold and sink, and rise up. Fold and sink, and rise up. And rise up. Now, come to this chair that's on your right side, turn and face it. Be close enough that your hands can be touching the chair for safety. And then we tip forward into the toes, come to the middle of the feet, and then tip a little bit back towards the heels. And then middle of feet and toes, middle of feet, heels. So find that freedom of movement here, that range of motion. And then add to that, go into your toes, hands on the chair so that you can push through the toes and lift your heels all the way up. And then lower your heels all the way down. Rock back to your heels. And then pull the toes and the balls of the feet up off the ground and back down. And then rock into the toes and lift your heels. Down. Rock back into your heels and lift your toes. Down. And then forward into your toes and lift the heels. Down. Back to the heels and lift your toes. Down. Two more. So in every exercise, we are training the middle pivot, the center cockpit control center of the body. Now, stand middle, place the heels of your hands on the chair for support, walk your feet back. Now, like downward dog from yoga, send your butt way back, arms stay straight, and fold in half, stretching the legs, the backs, the arms, the shoulders, everything. Just stay in that shape for a little bit. And then lift the chest, bring the hips a little forward so they're out of the position, and then do it again. Hips back, arms straight. And then lift the chest up, hips come a little forward. Now, try to do that in a flowing gesture. So we inhale here. As you exhale, push the butt back. Inhale, chest up, hips come forward. Exhale, fold. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Final time, inhale, come out of the shape, walk your feet forward towards the chair and stand vertical. Turn and face forward and turn your inside leg or the leg close to your chair, should be your right leg, it's my left leg. Turn the foot out a little and then change your weight into that leg and put your other foot, should be your left foot, out in front with the toes up in the air and place your left hand on your left thigh. Now stick your hips back, similar to what we just did. Fold and slide your hand down towards the ankle, towards the foot, possibly to the toes. You can even round the back a little bit and then come all the way back up. So you have 90 to 100% of your weight in your right leg, 0 or close to 0 over here, and then hip hinge, this bowing down. So you've got right hand on the chair for support. If balance feels like it's with you today, you can take your other hand on your thigh and let it rest on the sort of knee thigh area like a shelf and fold and rise up. So you inhale here, exhale, inhale, exhale. And finally, stay standing. And then the last one on this side, put all your weight into your left leg and tip a little bit forward and put your other foot behind you just a touch. So it looks kind of like this, right? So you see a straight line all along that side, your hand on your chair for safety. Now, just to the amount you can, tip. And so you got one leg behind you in the air, the torso parallel to the ground or close to it, and then dangle that hand like you're trying to touch the floor, and then come back up to standing, vertical. So from this middle pivot again, tipping, fold, and then back up to vertical. And then again, tipping, and back up to vertical. 2 more. One more. And go to the other side. So that first exercise is turning the inside leg foot slightly out, and then the other foot out in front with the heel touching. So we got this relationship. Right hand on your thigh. Now stick your butt back, fold, and rise back up. Make sure you come all the way to vertical every time. And then hip hinge, bow. Slide that right hand down your right thigh, left hand's on the chair for support. And then rise back up. And if balance feels pretty good, take that left hand on this thigh as you fold and slide down. And rise back up. So once again, it's just freedom of movement, this middle pivot, retaining equilibrium as we fold and rise and change shapes. Two more. And then that second exercise, put all the weight into your right leg, left foot behind, toe touching, tipped over just a little bit, hand on chair, and then tip dangling your right arm like you're trying to touch the ground, and then all the way back to vertical from the middle pivot. Right. 2 more. And change sides again. So go over to your right side, stand near the chair, a little bit back from the chair so it's in front of you to the right, but you can use it if needed. And then try no hands, totally relaxed. Still got our middle pivot idea, so the mind in the middle pivot. Knees soft rather than locked. And then from this middle pivot, just change the weight so more of it goes down your right leg. The tendency there is to immediately lock out and try to do some force power in this right leg, but instead relax it, soften. Let that knee have some bend, have some give. And then change. Go from the middle pivot over to your left leg. Let it have some give. As this takes the weight, this becomes more empty, more free. Releasing the weight down through the right leg now, so the left foot's free. And then change. So the middle pivot, the central pillar, zhong-zheng, intact as we go down through one and down through the other. And then down through one, down through the other. Now let's take that to another challenge. Put the weight down through your right leg, left foot being empty, lift the heel and get to the tip of the shoe, place the heel back down, change the weight down through the left leg, lift the right heel, get to the tip of the shoe, back down, change, down through the right leg, lift to the tip of the shoe and down, change. Change, right? Change. Eventually, you're able to do this one sort of flowing so that as the weight's going down through, you're lifting the heel, and then as that foot's going down, you're letting the weight go down and lifting the heel. So this is where we start to get mobility back, when we can learn to trust one leg and trust the other leg and get good at sending it straight down. Then you can speed back up the process. Now, weight goes down through the left leg, get to the tippy toe of the right foot, hand on the chair so that you can disconnect and then place the foot back down with no weight and then change. And then go tippy toe, disconnect, place the foot down, change. Tippy toe, lift, down, change. Tippy toe, lift, down, change. Continue. Eventually you can get this to where it has that feeling of trust one leg so the other is free, trust this leg so this one's free. And now use the chair again for full lift, tippy toe, full lift, all the way down, change leg, tippy toe, lift, down, change, tippy toe, lift, down, change, full lift, down, change. Someday you'll be able to do this no hands, but make sure you're able to keep yourself safe. All right, now next exercise. Make sure again you step back from the chair, put the weight in your left leg, put your right foot in front, heel touching. Now, when we go forward, the primary direction is actually down. So just down through the right leg, get to the tippy toe of the left foot. and then down through the left leg, so tip of the heel of the right foot, down, down. Level 1, try no hands, loose shoulders, relaxed body, middle pivot is the constant. Down. Level 2, hand on the chair. So you go lift, lower, and then change into that front leg, and then the back leg, bend the knee, touch the toe down, change in the back leg, and then lift, lower, change, and then bend the knee, touch the toe, change, lift, lower, change, lower, change. And then the final level, full challenge, full lift, down, change. And then this back leg forward and up. Toe reaches back with no weight, change. Full lift, down, change. Forward and up, back, change. One more. So it's the down, it's keeping everything down. And then when I change, it stays down. That's what keeps me safe, is not being up here, which makes me top heavy. It's being released down or settled down through the body. That keeps me grounded and yet has all of this pliability and adjustability. Now we switch sides. Side step over. Put all the weight in your right leg, left foot in front. Level 1 is just change, change, down, down. Continue. One more. Now, hand on chair, that'll allow you to lift, lower, change, and then bend the knee, toe down, change, and then lift, down, change, bend, down, change, again. And then finally, hand on chair, we go full lift, down, change, knee forward and up, toe reach back, change, lift, down, change. Weight staying down through relaxing. Last one. Switching sides again, side step. Put all the weight in that left leg, right foot in front, and then we go change, step, change. And then change, step, change. The key to this is that the movement forward happens as the weight's going down to the next leg, but it doesn't go forward as I step my foot. It only moves forward again once I'm committing to that leg. And the same thing on the way back. The change or the movement through space forwards and backwards happens as the weight's going down. The step occurs with no movement and then down. And the reason that's important is because usually we're sort of glued together. And so then when we go to step, there's this The body weight's falling into the leg, and every time we're falling and hoping to catch ourselves, versus I'm stable and supported and free to step, and then changing, stable and supported, changing, stable and supported, stepping without clumsily falling, and then changing. So it's that separation of mountain and cloud. Mountain, cloud. Now this becomes mountain. This is a cloud. It floats. And then it becomes the mountain. And then mountain and cloud change, step, change. The middle pivot is where that magic happens, that turnover or that differentiation. So then when you have the middle, you start to rely here on middle rather than on all this other stuff that we're doing to try to stay stable. So then it's loose and free, total freedom of movement around stability inside. Level 2, so it's lift, lower, change, and then like you're stepping over something. And then change, flamingo, that little lift, down, now change. Now this front leg has to float up, tuck, reach, change, and this front leg from the hip, just a little straight leg lift. Change, step over something, change. Lift, lower, change. Eventually, too, what feels like the idea is that the weight is out of the body and underground. So sort of like we're plugging into, they say in the Taoist practice, 3 feet under the feet. This idea of underneath us, grounded. Level 3 here. So that grounded 3 feet under you allows you this lift and lower without unplugging or uprooting us. Then we change, and I'm 3 feet under this foot, so I can go heel, knee, foot, down, change, and then forward and up, and back, change. Same thing, underneath, so it's not held in the body, so that will give this freedom of movement through the rest of this vehicle. Down, change, weight down through, stepping up, over. The weight's got to go down, or rather stay down. Stays down. One more like that, level 3. Weight's down, so that allows this lift and lower. The weight's down, so that allows this movement. The weight's down. Down. And together. Switch sides, go over to the other chair. Put all the weight in your right leg, left foot in front. Level 1 is just that casual change, step, change. Change, step, change. Primary direction is down, 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 down. Few more. Want it to feel casual, relaxed. You want to be addition by subtraction. The idea that there's probably something going on in the body that's extra, some sort of activity that if you release that, you're getting rid of impediment to the correct function. Let's go. Front leg, lift, lower, shift, and then step over something, and then shift, and then little flamingo, bend, touch, shift. Now this front leg, up, tuck, reach, shift. And then we go lift, lower, shift. So from the quad, from the pelvis and everything that's above, there's almost like a floating. And in a sense, there just really is a floating quality as you create the correct relationship, the correct state of the tissue. There's this space that maybe you can see if you're watching. You can see the fact that I'm not tight, I'm loose. And then also loose in the leg and hip. And so that allows this sort of magic quality of middle stability, freedom of movement, loose but not clumsy and sloppy, precise but not rigid. Now, left hand on the chair for this one so you can get full lift and down. Chain. And we're sort of using these movements to clean the gunk and the residue, the impediment where it has accumulated, as well as places that are sort of collapsed or lifeless. These movements pump and flush blood and chi and electricity and awareness into these areas and bring them towards the state that we want. The weight staying down allows all of this movement, the weight being down. One more. So now move over to this left side of your space. Turn and face down range so you got a nice runway. And let's go level 1 walking. So put the weight in your right leg, left foot in front, change, step, change, step. And reverse, be careful going backwards, but it's the same thing. Get mountain, step the foot that's a cloud, and then change the cloud into a mountain. So the other foot's a cloud. And then primarily it's the down or it's the mountain. The mountain comes first. If you relax your way into filling and stabilizing, then the other foot will naturally become light like the other side of a seesaw. So then you're going down through that leg and getting the stability taken care of, and then you'll go, oh, the product of that is chingling, lightness, nimbleness, and then let it go down through that leg so there's nimbleness. So be not afraid of the heavy and stable, and allow that to go where it naturally wants to go, which is down, down, and then we stay down, and we're never not grounded, or we're always grounded. Now do one more where you either do the same level 1 or possibly work on stepping over something each time. Get so well grounded and test yourself. Can you take a nice slow little up and over step? And same thing backwards. Be very careful. You can get your chairs for safety. Now we're back and turn and face forward, lateral movement, side step. So put all the weight in your left leg, right foot out, in. We're going to do that a few times. Out, in, out, in. Still got middle pivot. We got central upright. We got full, empty, Now, leave that right leg out. Make the right leg full, left leg empty, quad opens. And then left leg full, right leg empty, quad opens. Change. If I can get this open and closing happening in the inguinal crease, the groin area, then the central pillar doesn't need to lean and do all kinds of funny stuff to move through space. Now stay down through the right leg, left foot's now free to step in and out, in and out. And bring that left foot in, keep it in. Very important finding this one. Down through the left so the right foot is free. Down through the right so the left foot is free. Change. 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 Central upright. Changing leg to leg. And right foot out. Change. Left foot in. Change. Right foot out. Change. In. Change. Out. Change. In. Change. Out. Change. In. Reverse. Reverse. Option to start to add the bear washing paws. So now from that same middle pivot, you're adding the turn. So as you're shifting, you're turning, brushing, sweeping, stepping in, and then as you're changing into that left leg, it's turn, brush, sweep, step, shift, turn, brush, sweep, step, turn, brush, sweep, step. And back the other way. Remember staying down, under, and loose. Let's go there and back one more time. Option, instead of the bear washing paws, now the bear swats the jumping fish. So one hand is high, other is low, step, they change, and then it's shift, turn, brush, knee, swat the fish. Now the left foot is empty. As it steps in, the hands change. As you change your weight down through the left leg, turn, brush, and swat. Then step that empty right foot out as the hands change. Notice I haven't shifted yet. Now it's shift, turn, brush, swat. Stepping in as the hands change. And then it's shift, turn, brush, swat. Stepping out. Hands change. Shift, turn, brush, swat. Stepping in. Shift, turn, brush, swat. Stepping out. Reverse. In, out. Brush, swat. Stepping in, hands change. So one is always high, the other is always low. always just changing. And then both hands down, wash, wash, settle. Come stand in between your chairs. And let's do our reorientation stepping. So put all the weight down through your left leg, turn your right foot out, neutral, and then in. Also notice that it's not just the leg turning, it's the pelvis and body turning with the leg. So I'm orienting myself to the right, and then neutral, and the same thing here. As you turn in, you turn the pelvis itself and the body, so now you're orienting and looking to the left. Neutral, right, neutral, turn in. Now skip the neutral and just turn open, close, open, close, open, and neutral. Other side, put all the way through your right leg, so your left foot is the empty leg. Turn open, neutral, close, neutral and open, neutral and close. And then let's just skip neutral and open, close, open, close. So these are the mechanics of movement. Things we don't think about until they start to become impeded and stuck or out of our control, and then we better start thinking about them. And let's change. Now the weight goes down through the left leg. Turning right leg open. Now the weight goes down through the right leg and reorient your body to the right. A quarter turn. Put all the way through the left leg and turn open again to the right. And then put all the way through the right leg and bring the left foot around. Middle pivot, central pillar, weight down through the left so that you can turn open. Weight down through the right so that you reorient. Weight down through the left so that you can open. Weight down through the right so you can reorient. Again, down, turn open, down, turn. Go around twice. Open, down, turn. Down and turn open. Turn. Down, turn open. Switching directions. Down through the right leg, turn left, open. Then down through the left, bring the right to match it. Down through the right, open. Bring it around, neutral. So we got those three states of open, closed, and neutral. So here we're going open, and then we're coming back to neutral. We're going open, neutral, open. So the way of orienting and moving through space, rather than lurching the body around and swinging it around, instead from the middle, we're able to go opening to change our orientation and then closing towards neutral. Right? This is a more sophisticated way of operating the vehicle. Now, instead of right leg turning open, let's do this closed position and then neutral. Bring the left foot to match. So now we're turning the hips, turning the leg in, going sort of pigeon-toed and pinched in, and then changing back to neutral. So this closed position, and then there's a sort of backwards quality to come to neutral. Closed position, neutral. Closed, neutral. Closed, neutral. Go around twice. Closed, neutral. Closed. Other direction. So left leg, instead of turning out, turn in or closed. And then neutral. Closed. Neutral. Closed. Neutral. Closed. Neutral. closing. The body has to be able to do that. Because if we're just stuck like this all the time, then we just are losing function more and more and more. Closed. Neutral. And then to finish, let's put them all together. So we go weight down through the left leg, opening to the right, go down through the right, and continue through the neutral to the closed position. So you're 180 degrees turned in just 2 foot movements. And then do it once more. Turn open, the weight down through the right leg, closed, and now we're all the way around to face the front. Do it again. Turn open, change the weight down through the right leg, close. All this stuff is similar to flossing your teeth. You got to floss the residue out of these areas or else it accumulates and then it becomes tartar. Plaque becomes tartar. And so that's what's going on in our body with regards to all these mechanisms and movements and pathways we could be functioning with, but instead they've become non-functional. Switching directions. Turn left leg out. Change the weight into the left leg. Close. Go pigeon toe. And then change the weight through the right leg and open. And then bring it around, close. Weight through the right leg, open. Weight down through the left leg, close. Open. Close. Open. Close. Open. Close. And neutral. Facing forward, hands together. Palm. Back of one hand. Palms. Back of other hand. Palms. And groin, quah. Hip flexors. Tail. Lower back. And then down the outside, around, up the inside, past the groin to the navel, the belly button. And then again, groin area, quah, hip space, hip flexors, front of hips, around to the tail, up onto that lower back, and then clearing yang channels around to the inside, up the yin channels to the navel. One more time, quah, hip flexors, tail, lumbar, sweep, and sweep. And then finally, up the outside of the arm, turn the arm down the inside of the arm and off. Yang channels turn, yin channels, yang, yin, yang, yin, yang, yin. Switch, up the outside, down the inside, outside, inside, out, in, out, in. 2 more. Last one. And a little bounce. Loosen up any last density. So notice when I'm doing the bounce, I'm just lifting heels, lowering heels. Lift, lower. Just bounce, 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 bounce. Let the body be that loose, that relaxed. Wing, roll, fold, settle. And 1, 2. All right, thanks, y'all. Have a great rest of your day. If there are any questions or comments, feel free to unmute.
Well, thank you. Sounds
Hey,
like a
great.
private lesson. But
Say that again. What was that?
it was almost like a private lesson with the 2 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in and out because I had a meeting. I was half in and half out of both. But
Sure.
I got the complete warm up.